document.
Ma'am, start பண்ணலாமா மேம்?
Okay.
I start with blessings of the Almighty. Respected Principal Madam in charge of Sequency, Dr. Premasundari Madam, and Dr. A. Rasida Banu, Head of the Department of Economics, Dr. Selvarani, Thiru Elumalai Sir, Faculty Member of Sequency, Trust Colleges, Faculty Member of other colleges, and dear students, good morning to all. I would like to welcome our convener of this webinar, Head of Department of Economics, Dr. A. Rasida Banu, to give the welcome address. Ma'am,
Respected Principal
is over
in
to you.
charge, respected Principal in charge, eminent academicians, Dr. Chinnamai and Dr. Ishwari Ramesh, Dr. M. Shivashankari, Organizing Secretary, Dr. M. R. Selvarani, and Mr. M. Elumalai, coordinators, faculty members, research scholars, young students, and my dear friends. A very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar. Today's webinar on the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, issues and challenges of women in India. This webinar is organized by the Department of Economics of Sri Kandasamy Naidu College for Men, Chennai. On my behalf and on behalf of our department, I extend a warm welcome to our principal in charge, Dr. G. Premasundari, who has given constant support and encouragement for this national webinar. It is my privilege to welcome Dr. Chinnamai, Professor, Department of Economics, University of Madras, for this webinar. She has got both academic excellence and administrative skill. To her credit, she was registered in charge at Tiruvallur University, Vellore from 2003 to 2005. She has also occupied a dean charge at Dr. Ambedkar Center for Economic Studies, University of Madras, and Department of Economics, Tiruvallur University, Vellore. Welcome, ma'am. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ishwari Ramesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Queen Mary's College. She is a vibrant speaker and she participated many college level programs. By dint of her hard work and dedication to the teaching profession, she has been awarded as a best teacher for higher education in the year 2017. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Next, I welcome Dr. M. Shivashankari, Assistant Professor of Economics, Organizing Secretary of this webinar. And also welcome to Mr. Dr. M. R. Selvarani and Mr. M. Elumalai, Assistant Professor of Economics and coordinators of this webinar. Last but not least, I welcome all the participants of this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I call Dr. Chinnamai Madam to present her webinar. She is well known to all, but still, I give a brief note about her. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the resource person of today's webinar, Dr. Chinnamai, Professor, Department of Economics, University of Madras. Dr. Chinnamai Madam has specialized in development economics, environmental economics, and women's studies, and life member of IEA and TNEA since 2000, and executive member in 2011-2013. She has published 95 articles of both national and international level, and she has produced 8 PhD scholars and 49 MPhil scholars. I would also like to make a special note that she was my PhD external of university nominee. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting of our invitation to present the webinar. I request you to connect, madam.
Yes, sure.
Ma'am,
Shall I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am, you can share your screen. You can share your screen.
One minute. It is visible for you?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Yes?
You can start the
Everybody?
screen.
Okay. Good morning to one and all. It is a great pleasure for me to present some of my views on COVID-19 and women, because being a woman, I have to do something for my society. For that reason, I would like to concentrate some views and overview for women aspects. In that way, I would like to talk COVID-19 and women. Somebody may thought that why I have chosen like COVID-19 and women, because COVID and women means I would like to cover the entire aspects of women, not only the impact of women. I can share something else. I can show something else. In that way, I can discuss with you in different manner for women. In that way, I have selected this topic. Apart from that, I would like to thank the principal of Kandaswamy Naidu College, Annanagar, and the HOD of the Economics Department, Rakshita Banu, and the convener of this seminar, Sivasankari, Dr. Sivasankari, and other faculty members, those who are all involved in the seminar. I would like to thank them for giving me this opportunity to share some of my views on COVID-19 and women. Okay, right. First of all, I would like to thank God Almighty. He only make me to give birth as a woman. I am proud of being woman in the world, because I can do anything. I can do wonder in this world. For that reason, I would like to being a woman. Next, apart from that, next, what is the today's presentation? This is my structure of my presentation. That is, I would like to throw some views on introduction and why I am choosing, sorry, the spelling mistake is there, choosing this topic. And the third one is why COVID-19 is different for men and women. And next aspects I would like to cover COVID-19 and the impact on women. Next important thing is measures to overcome from the gender gap. Finally, I will conclude my session. Next one, for a fast site, we can see that how the COVID is affecting in our world. This data is showing that the world level data, that is coronavirus affected throughout the world, that is 16 lakhs 901 crore and 69 9 lakhs and 73 thousands of the people are affected by coronavirus, and the death rate also higher, that is 6 lakhs and 65,000 people are dead. Just I am covering the majority of the number only. The nutshell here and there we can miss. Next one, I would like to show that the national level coronavirus affected data. This is our India case. Confirmed case is, you are seeing that total death also 34,000, but compared to the world level it is little bit lower. Okay, we can proud that India is managing to control the death rate of coronavirus, and also recovered rate also higher. Next, active cases are little bit more in India. That's why India is placing the third position of coronavirus affected country. Next one about the COVID data at Tamil Nadu, that is confirmed cases is 16 lakhs and 8,000 people are affected, and the death rate also little bit higher, and recovered data is little bit higher. So in that way, we can proud that Tamil Nadu is also taking some important steps to control the coronavirus in this sense. Next one, I would like to show the COVID data at Chennai, because we are concentrating COVID and coronavirus. For that sense only, I would like to show all this data. First of all, we have to understand what are the impacts. Wow, why we are talking about corona? Because we everybody know that the corona, we cannot imagine that at March, that is March 24th, we had lockdown. I think so. The first lockdown took at that date. So we cannot imagine that the coronavirus has in such a way of impact. So you can see the Chennai data. That is, this is yesterday I took from the website, that is live status of Chennai coronavirus. This one also little bit higher, because others district people are afraid about Chennai. That is, they don't want to come to Chennai also because of coronavirus. This is next slide comes a very important slide. Why that is why I am choosing this topic. For that sense only, I have showed this one. Sex ratio in Chennai, that is corona affected sex ratio in Chennai is higher. That is 57.98% are male persons are affected, and 42.02% are female persons are affected. So number of affected male persons are higher compared to the female person, but the burden, the entire burden, that is household burden and job burden, every burden will be on the head of women. But you have to think that women is the backbone of our society and home. But we are considering, we are giving importance, that is, we are giving least neglected importance to the such a species in the world. Not only that, during this coronavirus, every 15 minutes, girls children are raped. For that reason only, I have selected this topic, corona, that is COVID-19 and women. Next one, why COVID-19 is differ from men and women. This is very interesting feature. We have to concentrate on that. That is one of the most important thing is the coronavirus is affecting more on women, more on men compared to the women. Not only that, in the US data also saying that twice as many men have been dying from the coronavirus, coronavirus as women. Similarly, 69% of the coronavirus death across the Western country. Not only that, in the China and elsewhere also, the other countries also affecting coronavirus more on men. Next one, another one team searched and they researched that why corona is affecting more on men compared to women. So that team, that is University of London, they researched why this one. Gender difference are heavy in various countries. They find out that coronavirus is affecting more men because women is having immune response to the virus is stronger. Another one is the Professor Phillips. He is working at the University of Oxford. He is saying that the immune response throughout life to the vaccine and infection is typically more aggressive and more effective in females compared to male. And he says the another one he says that very interesting one, women are having two chromosomes whereas men is having only one, which is important when it comes to coronavirus. In particularly the protein by which virus such as coronavirus are sensed is encoded in X chromosomes. As a result, this protein is expressed at twice the dose on many immune cells in female compared to male. And immune response to the coronavirus, therefore, here, that is comes down in female. Another one important issue, that is gender-based difference between gender-based lifestyle choice. That is very important behavioral aspects of the sex. Men are smoking more compared to women. So the smoking habits injurious and also it's create disease such as heart disease, chronic lung disease and cancer also. This also simultaneously affect the men section or men population. So these are all very important aspects why coronavirus is affecting more on men compared to women. Not only that, all over the world, we can see that 5 to 10% of the female only smoking. So in that way, coronavirus is affecting to the female. That's why I'm showing that women immune and chromosomes. Women have two chromosomes. That's why protein is heavy. That will safeguard from the coronavirus for the women. And also smoking habits also very important to protect them, protect from the coronavirus. The next one I would like to concentrate on COVID-19 and the impact on women. That is, here we can say that the year 2020 marking the 25th anniversary of the Beijing platform for the action has intended to be the ground breaking, that is they wanted to celebrate 25th anniversary for the women issues on the Beijing platform. But due to this coronavirus, the pandemic is deepening pre-existing inequalities and exposing vulnerability in social, political, and economic aspects. All these are on the heads of women. In that way, the impact is more. So people are thinking that they can transfer or they can say they can differ from this topic. Next one, what is the economic as impact on coronavirus compared to men and women? You can see that 94% of the men are working and 63% of the women are working. The labor force. So the labor force is higher to men compared to the female. In that way, the economic loss is heavy for female workers. Not only that, from the 25 to 45 age groups are higher in the men population compared to the female population. Next one, I will show you that what is the global gender pay gap. That is 16% with women paid up and to 35% less than the men in some countries. That is, higher wages are paying to the men compared to the women. In that way, now, coronavirus is giving heavy hit on women's head. Next one, what is this one? Means 740 million women are working in the informal economy. The next speaker also trying to speak on the women in the informal economy, I think that she will talk more about the informal economy of women. So, in that sense, where is the informal economy? More women are working in restaurant and also service, not only restaurant, we can talk about the overall, that is service sector. Service sector means the education, banking, financial company, and also service sector like we can say that household construction and everything, it will cover that informal economy. So the heavy loss, the women are facing heavy loss due to the coronavirus impact. Next one, we can say that 65% of the women had an account of financial institution, that is they are globally having affected the financial background. 65% of the women are affecting compared to men are affecting only 72% in the financial stability. Next one, I can say that women aged 22 to 34 globally are 25% more likely than men to live in the extreme poverty. This shows the poverty slide. That is, men are living only, that is, compared to men and women are having so much of poverty impact due to the coronavirus, because in the service sector everything is closed and transportation closed. Household maid also afraid to engage the female workers in their homes. In that way, they lost their job. They faced the economic loss in our country, not only in our country, the entire world. So this slide shows that compared to men, women are facing more poverty. Next one, I can say that the labor force participation rate among the individual. You can see that the light color of green color shows the male workforce participation, but in the blue color shows that women labor force participation. It is lower, that always it is lower in all the countries, not only in India. The slide shows that all the countries we are facing the gender difference in the labor force participation. Next one, I would like to show some of the slides that the next one I have to say that the health impact due to the coronavirus. You can see from this table that is physician percentage compared to the male and female who are all engaging in the uh, physician jobs. You can see that the dark color shows the female labor force and a physician, and the red color shows the male physician. All the region, that is Africa region, wherever you go, compared to little bit, we can see that European region is having better percentage of women participation as a physician. The other countries are below 50% of the physicians, women physicians are engaged in the health sector. The another one, I would like to show that nurse, percentage of female and male nursing services. You can see from this table that most of the people, highest percentage, the above 65 percentage of the females are working in and around the world. That is, they are contributing more service as a nurse. They are taking care of the patients in all the region, not only this part or American or the European region, the entire world. Highest percentage of women is contributing on nursing facility. Next one, this slide shows that the share of women health workers by age group for nursing and midway personnel. This is show the different, that is in different way how the women are working in the health sector. Next one, I would like to show that some of the few slides about female healthcare workers, how they are affected due to the corona, because they are giving service to the patient. For that reason, they have affected due to coronavirus, and also they have infected. That is, you can see that the blue color, the light blue color shows the female workers, healthcare workers are affected compared to the male worker. The percentage is high in Spain. You can also read from the newspaper that most of the country, that is Spain, Italy, Germany, other, now we are saying that USA are affected more by the coronavirus. So now you can, one or two slides only I can show you, because time is not feasible for me. Only 40 minutes I have to talk. So for that reason, the important slides I would like to show you. Another case is Italy. Italy is most affected by the coronavirus. So here also female healthcare workers are affected 66% compared to male workers. Male workers are affected only 34% only. So in that way, invariably, females are affecting more. That is, due to the coronavirus, female are having more damage. This slide shows you that factors affecting the use of essential health intervention. Here we are having demand side services and supply side services also. Here, due to this coronavirus, demand of services are affected. That is due to the movement restrictions. Due to the coronavirus, movements are restrictions are made, and they have, due to this restriction, women lost their income. Next, they have concern about the transmission of the coronavirus. It will increase the that is, it will create the disruption of the supply chain, and also it will affect the entire health of the women, mortality rate, morbidity rate. Finally, entire health facilities, no one taking care of the women's health. The supply chain also affected. They are not giving any service to the women. I can say openly that if coronavirus affected by women means, women is the backbone. She is not willing to simply sit in her home. She has to work for husband and children to bring up, and also she is taking care of the elder person health care also. For that reason, even though she is affected by coronavirus, she is working entire day, the whole day she is working. In that way, she is not able to concentrate on her health. So the supply chain also disrupted in here. Next one is some of the other health impact. I would like to show you the maternal health. That is, maternal health means 4 million people, that is in India also. This is talking about the India data. In Indian data, the India have that is 4 million people will not access the facility based delivery system. As a result, disruption of the essential services also curtailed. In For this reason, India could increase 40% of maternity mortality by 52% over the next year. We could expect that one. Another one case, that is Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, highlight the number of institutional deliveries may have fallen. People, the women, they don't want to go for the hospital, because hospital is number one place to spread the coronavirus. That's why they don't want to go to the hospital. They are taking birth at home only. For this sense, 40% of the people are doing, that is delivering in the home itself. So this is a significant reduction that given in the rise in the institutional delivery. So this is also, we have to concentrate in future also. It will give the infant mortality rate will be higher. Next one is family planning service. This family planning service is also suspended. Another one interesting data, that is Ministry of the Health and Female Welfare Ministry says that Government of India Advisory Board says that suspended provisions because they don't want to sterilize or they don't want to contraceptive device during this lockdown time. For that reason, in the urban area, they don't want to go for the hospital. In the rural area, most of the people are having ASHA workers, but the movement is restricted so that they cannot go from one place to another. In that way, they cannot provide any condom or contraceptive measures or oral contraceptive pills or emergency things for the women. For that reason also, family planning services are reduced during this coronavirus. It will affect population and other issues in our economy. Next one, I would like to say that the result of that is this ties also talk about the contraceptive measures and another thing and also we can expect more pregnancy and also childbirth also higher and also unprecedented abortions will be there, and we can expect more on maternal death also in future. Next one, I already told you that access to abortion. Access to abortion means people, they don't want to go and they don't want to take the proper steps to make abortion, because simply they are taking their self medicines to abort their child. For that reason also, they may face critical issue, and also they will face entire health wise impact due to the non-proper abortion system. In future also, you can have the abortion rate or issues will increase in future. The studies also says, another one important studies also says that IDF Foundation, they read that 3.9 million abortion that would have taken place within 3 months due to this coronavirus. Male and female are sitting in their home, and also due to this more pregnancies happened in the world. Not only in India, in every world you can say that one. So this will create an unprecedented abortion in the world. Next one, I would like to talk about the unpaid care workers. People, unpaid care workers means women are doing, they are taking care of the family. Not only that, they are unpaid work they are doing in the domestic work, as well as they are taking of the elder. For that reason, entire health of the women is affected in due course. See here, women is working 4.1 hours per day, but taking that compared to that men, you can see that 1.7 hours, that is 1 hour and 7 minutes only men are working in their home to do the domestic works. Next one, these are all the very important data I have retrieved from the very ministry also. Next one, women unpaid contribution to the healthcare equates to 2.35%. But globally, we are having, that is 1.5 trillion spending for the healthcare. Next one, when women contribute all types of care, I already told you that she is taking care of the elder person healthcare. Not only that, entire family, husband and children. For that reason, she is not giving any healthcare measures to her itself. Next one, globally, 243 million women and girls are in the age of, I already told you that 15 to 49 in the age group. And also, the number of increasing security, health and money worsen, heighten the tension to strain also, it all created on women part. Next one, this is very important, that one, that is violence against domestic violence against women. In France, 30% during this lockdown period, 30% of domestic violence have increased. In Singapore, 30 to Cyprus and Singapore, 30 to 43% of the domestic violence have increased. In Argentina, 25% of the violence have increased. In some of the cases are here and there in Canada, Germany, Spain, United Kingdom, and everywhere. So these are all very, very important issues. Domestic violence is very, very important issue. We can talk about separately to consider the domestic violence. I already told you that increased risk of domestic violence is increased, and also increased risk of workplace violence in the health sector also increased. Next one, increased risk of racial and sexual harassment also increased. In some of the countries, racial harassment also involved for women. Next one, increased risk of abuse and exploitation for vulnerable women workers. Next, these are all due to the quarantine. She is taking care of all the measures. She has to take care of the school children because in every day we are having online classes. She must take care of the adolescent children. For that reason, she has to spend more time on their children also. Next one, due to this lockdown, the adolescents children are affected due to the sexual exploitation and abuse. In some places they are doing early marriage also. These are all the another important things we have to concentrate. So in what way we can come out from the measures? In 1 or 2 minutes I will finish, madam, because I think time is going on, isn't it? Shall I continue? Shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am, you can continue, ma'am. You can continue.
Okay, right. Okay, right. Just in what measures we can come out from this impact? That is promoting the involvement of women in the decision making at home, at workplace also, and the top level leadership can instill more inclusively. In that way, we can reduce women discrimination and also continuous effect to build in the long-term strategy. That is, gender role can further sensitized and also reduce the gender squeeze in industries. That is, male members are squeezing in industry and jobs that exploited women labor. A trend pronounced that informal sector and semi-informal workforce, men are working more. For that reason, we have to take a long-term strategy to tackle all these issues. Next one, I can say that government models should also allocate resources to strengthen local economics, skill and reskill of women, and value chain of sustainable from the grassroots level development only. So in that way, we can protect women. Next one, at the same time, we are giving prioritized the development of innovative models to monetize the unpaid and unacknowledged labor performed by women during the transition to the greater socio-economic and also work priority. Next one, we have to consider, we have to concentrate on more on gender-based violence in the multi-layered and complex tasks. That is, these steps require bottom-up approach in terms of allocating resources and information in order to better enable and protect the women. The next one, and understand these issues in a microscope level, but approaching, we have to give importance to case by case method can empower affected women, and they will easily come out from their problem, and they will strengthen the society and community also. The next one, in the household, male portions remain a valuable. Their portions are untapped. Their work hours are already, I told you that female are working more hours compared to men. So that untapped resources we have to bring it in the mainstream. The uses of from the uses of social media, We have to educate and encourage other family members to share, and household work can fill up the gap and raising the public awareness and empathy. Finally, I would like to conclude that in the coronavirus crisis have thrown these gender-based difference into the even sharper relief. Regional framework, multilateral organization, and international financial institutions must recognize that women will play a crucial role in solving the crisis, and that measures to address the pandemic and its economic fallout should include a general perspective. Finally, putting women and girls at the center of the economics will fundamentally drive better and more sustainable development outcomes for all, support a more rapid recovery, and place us back on the foot to achieve the sustainable development goal. One request from this lecture: kindly consider female are good species. Exception is there. That is, in econometrics, we can say that some error term will be there. Here and there we can have. But most of the women are suffering more in household as well as the workplace. So protect the women. They are also a good species. They will contribute more. They are the backbone of your country and society and your family. Please give importance to the women health as well as mental and physical. Then only you can survive. If you need food means you have to depend the women only. Not only in the household, but in the society also. One should, the women should prepare and they have to contribute more. In that way, I request all the people to care of the women in the pandemic situation. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Once again, I will thank the college correspondent and principal and HOD and faculty members for giving me this nice opportunity for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your excellent speech on the topic concerned, which is the need of the present situation. In your speech, you have given vivid account of the impact of COVID-19 with special reference to women. The speech is meaningful, thought-provoking, and has indicated the various insights of women's challenges in this COVID-19. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, nice presentation, ma'am. The questions will be discussed by the end of the session. Next person, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce our next resource person, a good friend of mine, Dr. Ishwari Ramesh, who has served in our parents' institution, Chennai Pachabas College, from 2002 2011, then moved to Queen Mary's College. She has excellent academic record and she has published more than 25 articles. A life member of IEA since 2005, life member of TNEA since 2011, and she has also received the Best Women Economic Author Award in 2019 by IEA for her contribution to fight against GST on sanitary napkin. With this note, may I request Dr. Ishwari Ramesh to share her views. Ma'am,
Yeah, thank you, Shankari.
ma'am, you get connect, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Respected Principal in Charge, Madam Dr. Premasundari, Patron of the webinar, Dr. Rashida Banu, Head of the Department, Convener, Dr. M. Shivashankari, Assistant Professor, Organizing Secretary, Coordinators, Dr. M. R. Selvarani and Thiru Elumalai, sir. My beloved and most respected Madam Dr. Chennamai, the renowned senior co-speaker, Professor, Department of Economics, University of Madras, learned professors of the college and other colleges, Chennai, and from other places in India, and dear students, friends, who are virtually connected. Good morning to one and all. I thank wholeheartedly the management, Principal and Dr. Rashida Bano for giving me this opportunity to get connected with you all to share my views. Can I share the screen? Are you able to view my screen, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second. It was uploading. Just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just give the full view. It is visible.
Full view.
Yeah.
Screen move agla. Screen will not move. Once again, the screen. Get me the mouse, Papa. It's stuck actually. Not. Oh my God.
You can press F5, ma'am. F5. It is visible in full screen.
Mouse move agla. I'm not able to share my screen. No, I have done F5, but I'm not able to share my screen.
ஹலோ
Yeah, ma'am.
மேடம், ஈஸ்வரி மேடம்,
சொல்லுங்க மேம்.
அப்படியே
I'm not
ஸ்லைட் போங்கப்பா. அந்த ஸ்கிரீன்ல அப்படியே ஸ்லைட் ஷோன்னு இருக்கு பாருங்க.
Yes, ma'am, but mouse struck ஆயிடுச்சு. I'm not able to move the mouse laptopல.
ஓகே ஓகே
That is
ஓகே
the issue here.
ஓகே ஓகே.
I've disconnected. Okay, phone ல வரட்டுமா? I'll get it connected by a phone.
Ma'am, you can just go with the keyboard alone, ma'am. Keyboard வச்சு just scroll the down. அப்படியே கொடுத்துருங்க, ma'am.
இல்ல அது
Arrow key press. If you go to the next slide, just press the arrow key.
இல்ல, it is not moving. That is a problem. It has got stuck. All this time it was okay. Stop பண்ண முடியல. Oh God. அதுல வருதா? இது குடுப்பா. Satyamurthy? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Allow me in this thing. I'm not able. I'll connect via my phone.
Yeah, okay, fine.
வருதா இப்ப? சொல்லுங்க அழகிரி, சொல்லுங்க. F5 பண்ணுனேன், F5 பண்றேன், பட் அது மூவ் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது என்னோட மவுஸ். ஆமாமா, என்னோட கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல ஷேர் ஸ்கிரீன் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது. தட் இஸ் த ப்ராப்ளம் நவ. how ஆமா, அது கிளிக் பண்ணிட்டேன், அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் மவுஸ் வந்து அப்படியே ஸ்ட்ரக் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஓகே, I'll mute. இல்ல, I think the screen is visible, right? அதுக்கப்புறம் next slide போக மாட்டேங்குது.
Ma'am, you can just remove your mouse cable and reinsert it, ma'am. You can just remove the cable and reinsert it, ma'am. It will be working. Hello? You can work with keyboard alone, ma'am. You can work with keyboard alone.
Keypad alone, I'm using my keypad alone. I'm trying all means, but I'm not getting the mouse to move. That's the problem.
அது வால்யூம் பட்டன் மாதிரி இருக்கு, அது ஒர்க் ஆகுது. என்னன்னா இந்த மவுஸ் தான் ஓரளவுக்கு.
Control
வருதா பாருங்க.
Hello.
Yeah, now it is visible, ma'am. Now it is visible. Yeah, it is moving. You can start the session.
Okay. I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused. You can tell the condition of a woman by looking at its states in any country, by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The unorganized labor market plays an important role in the country, especially in developing countries. That's what even Hart describes. Looking into the statistics given here, it says that nearly 2/3 or 60% of all informal workers do not even have rupees 375 rupees as their daily wages recommended by the Ministry of Labor and Employment 2019 to have their basic food or to meet out their basic needs of their life. The situation of these marginalized labors of the unorganized sector is very pathetic here, and the types of informal laborers are umpteen numbers. Like they all are bracketed under the unorganized sector, like rickshaw pullers, barbers, washermen, women, manual garbage pickers, street vendors, domestic servants, roadside eaters, small security staffs, e-commerce, doorsteps, and n number of this. And looking into the status of the female workers here is very pathetic. The status of the women here in the labor market differs accordingly to which country they belong to. If they are in a developed country, they do work with men in the normal sector, but they are not treated to par with men. And in case of developing countries, they do work with men, but their condition is very bad, and they are not protected by any laws say for example, they do not have this unmarginalized sector, do not have these type of maternity benefits, all or that. So any that cases, they are not protected by many means of law. In case of India, the scenario is very pathetic, and most of them are the oppressed sections of the society. Women are very badly hit in this type of society. Their socio-economic and political domain are extremely minimal and marginalized. And it is also very heartening to know that the women who include their contribution to the GDP are not included in the official statistics nor documented. They are considered as the disguised workforce, unskilled, and they are very lowly paid, and they do not even enjoy any benefits of a dignified women that need to. The Indian Labor Organization says that 50% of the total women population contributed 30% only of the labor's contribution is there, and who perform 60% of the total workers receive only 10% of the world's income. And ironically, it is noted that the property they hold held by every women, each woman in the economy is only less than 1%. The reasons for the growth of employment of women in unorganized sector is being categorized under two categories, which the push factors and the pull factors. Based on the push factors, the women who are seeking for or moving towards the unorganized sector, reasons is that globalization has brought about many skilled jobs where these type of women, the poor marginalized women, are not skilled towards this condition of work. And export oriented industrialization, reallocation of industries are letting women not to get into the job activities, as because they are more traditional and they are more home based. They do not move much longer distances in case of taking up these type of unorganized job of petty jobs. Then the decline of the traditional sectors such as coir, handloom, and other home and small based industries have driven women from the regular workforces. And considering the pull factors, the death of the spouses, divorce, separations, and they need to self support themselves, and also provide provision of support to their family. And they also think that their second wage is very important to fulfill their basic needs and the needs of the family. The plight of the women employed in the unorganized sector is very pathetic. They are low paid, they are denied of benefits, they involve into variety and multiplicity of activities, having the fear that they would be removed from their job, or fearing for that if they do not take up jobs which are being ordered now and then by the employer. If they deny that I'm not employed for, so then they will be asking them to leave the job immediately, because they do not have any security towards what they are functioning. So they do take up jobs which are not even meant for them, which is not priorly informed also. They will be extracted to the core of being in a marginalized unorganized sector. And they are not also provided the basic work conditions to get employed. For example, if it is been a regular sector, they will be given the taking care of in case of feeding mother, provisions will be made for feeding their child, creatures will be available, whereas in a unorganized sector these things are really absent, and they cannot even claim, and if at all they move away during their work hours, they will be extremely treated very badly for not working or whiling away that time, and their work hours are very more. They do there is no stipulated time for them to start their work and end their work. They have to finish their work and leave the environment. As such, they are forced to, and their wages are not only minimal but also fluctuating. Based on the type and nature of employment, women in the organized sector says that they organize themselves into such type of wage activities as wage employment, self-employment. Here the wage employment here means that they are getting into jobs based on some certain stipulated wage rate by fixing of certain wage rates. And in case of self-employment, they do get themselves employed in small petty businesses, or they do get into domestic labors such as that. And they also take up family labor. These family labor here mean to say that they assist their family businesses for which they are not paid. And they also take up certain types of piece rated work, which is not a sequential job assured to them. Then and there they will be called for the job, and they will be paid accordingly to the work hours they are spending. And there are the other type of work which the women take, is that the street vendors. Mainly here I am focusing on the street vendors here in my presentation today. The street vendors are the majority of the people who are found delivering their vending operations in the streets. They do sell commodities of both durable and perishable commodities. In case of durable, they do selling of cosmetics, potteries, plants, and other bangles, and other broomsticks, cane baskets, other etc of that sorts. And in case of perishable commodities, they do sell fruits, vegetables, greens, cooked foods, dry fish, and petty small shops like tea shops, etc. And mostly these fruit vendors here, I mean to say, are mostly they sell these native fruits like banana, govas, and very precisely, if I go down, they mean to say this blueberries like naval palam, kallaka, Nellika, in the Mari fruits are being mostly these type of women take up those type of vendings. Today, the street vending is an important source of employment for a larger number of urban poor, because this type of unorganized sector, the women need only very poor skills. They don't, that is absolutely, they need not have any skills needed here to sell their products, excepting for a few financial output, and a few speaking skills, or the bargaining powers, or the talent of selling. That's it. If they do have such type of qualities, they are eligible to become a street vendor. The street vendors are, even though their contribution is more, they make our job easy in finding out our petty things required, instead of getting into a big malls and shopping complexes and vegetable vending sales product markets like Coimbatore. These people are very close to by, make our things easy consumable, but still they are treated as a public nuisance. These street vendors are really treated as public nuisance. they people feel that they are encroaching the payments, causing what to say, damage, causing traffic jams and other and mostly they are even charged and accused for having a relationship with antisocial activities. The main factors that is influencing the women to become street vendors, as I told you, that the journey of the street vendors has begun with the poverty. Every woman, after getting married, would like to lead a decent and dignified life. Even though they have suffered during their early days, every woman after marriage would like to have a dignified life or a contented life with basic requirements. If they are not provided, or if they are denied, if they are not able to have them, then they come into the venture of making some money of their own by employing themselves either into some home-based business of employment, or they come into the vending businesses. The other main reasons which are forcing them to become a vendor are the lack of, they do not have other job skills, or the domestic violences they are facing in their houses by their drunkard husband, or by the in-laws of their where they are living, divorces and separations, and as they do not have any other alternate opportunities to work. Now, here, what I wanted to focus is that this is already the plight of women, very, very pathetic. The women in the unorganized sector is very, 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 uh, what to say, very poor, and the condition is very, very bad, and they wanted something to be done. In such a situation, this pandemic corona has put the not only the world into a standstill, but the plight of the poor women in the unorganized sector. We know that the COVID pandemic has spread over the world to the 204 countries, region, territories, leaving none. And in India, the first case was reported on 30th January from Kerala, and 7th March in Tamil Nadu. Madam Chinnamai Madam has given a vast details about the pandemic situation in Tamil, overall, worldwide, nation, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. She had covered, and she had made my job so easy, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. What I mentioned here is that the government immediately, in order to curtail the community spread, started into the closing down of all the educational institutions, high risk areas such as commercial complexes, malls, theaters, where the public gatherings get along to a vast majority. The lockdown at different spells with the 144 Act on 24th of March by the initiative taken by the central government made the economy to a standstill, and the labor market in India, denting the employment scenario, threatening the survivals of millions and millions of workers and their families. The labor force survey says that 2017-18, more than 90% of the workers from the are from the informal sector. Only 10% of the people who can work from, that is, they can switch over their work to the online platform, that is a work from home situation. Majority, this 90% of the people's life is under question mark, because most of these 90% of the laborers are leading their life from hand to mouth existence, and these people do have a very small savings, and this small savings has been diluted, and now their condition is really very, very, very pathetic. So on this juncture, I just want I was in curiosity wanted to make about a search about the plight of the women, which with a convenient sampling were near close to my place, taking the Amjikare daily market to find out the uh, vending scenario of the women in the streets and their socio-economic status, etc. So we here know who are the street vendors. The street vendors are the persons who offer goods for sale who do not have a permanent structure. That is what here the street vendors here mean to say, that they do not have a permanent structure. So they what they do know, they move on. Either mostly these type of women take up a convenient particular place which they feel that they are more secured and safer in that place. Very close by to their living place, or somebody who's known who are staying close by them, running a big shop or something, they will like to take up a shop nearby them. Or mostly there are women who take on head loads or hand pulled carts. Such type of activities are also mode of selling is also in present. Generally, in case of stationery, they take the payments either in the public or in the private areas and provide both services. Like when I mean to say services here, apart from vending, they do also services like carpentry work, plumbing, shoe polishing, such type of petty things. So now I have taken about the study of socio-economic status of women street vendors in Amjikare to impact the corona and their subsistence pattern, as well as their sustainable livelihood. And the present study was conducted among the vendors in the Amjikare market, taking about 65 women individuals as samples who were selling the perishable commodities such as fruits, vegetables, greens, etc. And this sample was taken as a convenient sample out of the observation method, and both the primary and secondary data was followed on observation, and interview method was continued toward. Now, looking on after the observation and the survey taken, this is the analysis being relieved from the observation made, is that nearly, that is based on the age group of women, it was found that about 60% of the women who are that is I'm sorry, nearly 10.94% of the women only were below the age of 30, and an average of hiring amount of 53.12% were in the age group of 30 to 59, and above 60 were 35.94%. When you continue taking on to the marital status of the women, 67% of the women are married and they are into this business because they are deprived on any other aspects, either by the domestic violences, or they are not able to meet out their basic requirements. They have taken up this venture. 8% of them were not married, and 22% were widow people, and 3% were divorced. And considering the education status of these women uh, group, 29.6% of them were illiterate, and 39.6%. I with my survey, I found out that these women had an knowledge of signing their names. It was though they do not have a basic education or a very low education, they were able to sign. I asked them that what was that made them to know how to sign, because they say that, ma'am, most of the things we are to go to banks and other things for which we need a signature. So we have learned to put a signature through our daughters, grandchildren, and so on. They know to only write their names. mostly everybody knew them only in writing it in their mother tongue, that is Tamil or whatever it may be, they followed. So, and 20.31% had a primary education, and 10.94% had um, the middle school education level. And based on the daily income, it was very heartening to know that 18.75% had an income of less than 100 rupees, because these people were the sellers of vendors of petty things they were selling, and 200 to 300 rupees were the people who were selling greens and other things, and 300 to 500 where they were selling vegetables, fruits, and above 500 there were ladies who were getting are flower vendors, who are mostly found near the temples, because here their income is having a wider range when comparatively low, even though they are of the same economic status, they have the poor background as rest of the women. Here they are able to make more money or earn money is that the place where they are selling their products, because here they are selling it near the temples, where the the people who come enter the temple do not have any other opportunity in bargaining the price rather than buying it from them. So the garland and other things that is for the purposes of prayers, what they are meant for are being bought them. That is why these people's income shows a higher this thing. Then when you take into the monthly income, you can see that there are, that is a majority of them, nearly 42.7% earned a monthly income of rupees 3,500 to 5,000, and 25% of them earned an income of 6,500, and 12% of them, 0.2% of them earned greater or lesser to 9,000. And the vending practices here are mentally not only they were a combination. Some people only sold flowers, there are people who sold vegetables and fruits, there are people who sold fruits and flowers and vegetables and flowers, and such how they were selling those commodities, and based on those selling nature, they had their income. And taking into the work hours, they are being employed, sorry, they are being in vending is extraordinary, nearly 50%, that is more than 50% of them worked to 3 to 6 hours, that is they do sell flowers during evening times, and less than 3 hours they do sell morning greens or such sort of that, and 12% of them sold sorry 12 hours there are people who sold, who were sharing their time between morning and evening. They were selling things both in the morning and evening. And from this I also found out that nearly 78% of them had regular customers, and they were selling their commodities and having or meager earning from that, and they were living out of that. And at times of bad days like rainy seasons and natural calamities, 63% of them borrowed from their neighbors and other relatives, or they borrowed in for interest on other aspects, because they do not have any savings on their own. Very 37% have of them had savings, but they when during these bad times they were using their savings as to run their family. Majority of them also said that they withdrew their vending businesses during such certain types of times of calamities and bad days, because they were not able to borrow or repay the debt earlier they had borrowed. Every woman in this venture also do marry, bear children, and the life is the same. They play a dual role. They live a very unhygienic life. This is the pre corona situation of the women, I would like to share a small video of the plight of women in the current corona situation. Either close shops have I put it up?
உங்களுக்கு இந்த கொரோனா வந்து வியாபாரம் எப்படிமா இருக்கு? ரொம்ப நல்லா தான் இருக்கு. யாரும் இப்ப இந்த கோயில்கிட்ட எல்லாம் யாரும் வர்றதுனால உங்களுக்கு
Are you able to hear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, the voice is too low, but we can able to see the video. The voice is too low.
Now are you able? Now I have increased the voice. Ipa kekda?
Just a second.
Play panna, play panna.
அப்போ உங்களோட சாப்பாடுக்கெல்லாம் கஷ்டம் எப்படி சமாளிக்கிறீங்க?
Kekda?
No, ma'am, we are not supposed to hear the audio clearly.
Clear-ஆ இல்லையா? Total-ஆ இல்லையா?
No, audio கேட்கல.
Total-ஆ சுத்தமா கேட்கலையா?
It is too mild. We can't hear the voice. Ma'am, it is audible. You can just play the thing, ma'am. You can just play.
கொரோனா வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் உங்களோட நீங்க இங்க என்ன வியாபாரம் பண்றீங்க?
Ma'am, audience not able to view the or hear the video voice. I think so. They are not able to hear the voice, ma'am. They keep on posting the thing.
புரியல. I'm not able to hear you. Hello. 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 Satyamurthy. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Satyamurthy.
Yes, tell me, ma'am.
கேக்கலையா?
Voice கேக்கல ma'am actually.
ஃபுல்லாவே கேக்கலையா?
Voice, this two audience will keep on posting that they're not able to hear the voice. Voice is, you can just skip the
Voice
video, so ma'am.
ஓகே, அப்ப அப்படியே
You can just
ஸ்கிப்
skip the
பண்ணிடுங்க.
video, ma'am.
யா யா யா.
You can come back to your PPT.
அப்படியே ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு ஸ்டாப் ஷேரிங். Hello. Yeah. Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a video shot with real women who are fighting their livelihood. So when taking into the plight of that women, it was read that they do starve for food. They are not even able to earn rupees 100 per day. After they do stay there for long hours of work, staying there, they do not even earn rupees 100. And as they do not have any optional opportunities to get, because their plight is that they say that nobody is permitting us to uh, give us any employment due to the fear of corona. So we are having 100 number of questions is what would be our future. Many were in tears, and it was so very pathetic to look into them. And few were telling that they had certain expectations they do have. They say that they wanted the government to give them a sizable amount, which is not to be termed as loan, because they say that we cannot repay anything back in terms of loan or interest. So the government need to give us life supporting, considering the situation, the worsening situation of our plight, and they need to give us some amount of money which is of free of cost, so that with that amount we can start our business after everything gets over well, after this corona, these lockdowns are being released, or when they are evoked, and then we will have some type of sunshine in our life. And they also say that they need to be provided an additional 10 kg of rice, dal, cooking oil, groceries through the public distribution systems, which we earlier is being provided, is not sufficient for them to have at least 2 days, meals a day. So they, what do they say is that at least to have the basic to keep away them from starving, they need these type of additional things to be distributed, and they also are requesting for the supply of disinfectant solutions like sanitizer and free mask. But now this has been the government of Tamil Nadu has taken initiatives in giving free mask through public distribution systems. So the conclusion here I wanted to make is that the complete demographical situations and the plight of the women here is being majority the women are very very poor, they are illiterate, and they have a very pathetic life, because we know that the life of the marginalized, the vulnerable women are very bad, and so they are meeting out their only a very basic life, that is only they say that we eat only to survive. We have not relished any good food in our past few months. We had not even relished any foods. So we do not also get people coming and supplying food for all, and now and then there are some voluntary organization coming and giving food, but that to be shared by the entire family, because we are in the street, they come and give us 1 or 2 packets, and that need to be shared with the entire family in a mother. Only a handful we get it. So this is the plight of the women. So they say that things should be made in order. I also make that something from the government side should help them to have a content and decent life. Thank you. Thank you, all the listeners, for your patient listening. And I once again apologize everybody for the poor video presentation and my time lag in getting connected. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Hel-
You have been
Hello,
presented.
hello,
Yes, ma'am.
hello. Some of the questions I have received from the chat box. Can
Just
I answer for this?
yeah, just I'm just posting the question which
Okay.
is asked by
Yes,
the.
I note it down here. I am having all these questions. When Ishwari presented, they know that time I have
Okay, okay.
noted everything. Dr. Anbu Kavita, she asked that there is no proper survey for increasing the birth rate. Yes, you are right, but there is no proper or ministry, that is authenticated survey held in this period. But the research is going on. Research is going on about the birth rate during the corona period. People are staying in their home, and they cannot escape from this ordinary thing. That's why it is a biggest problem in problem. Women cannot protect themselves for all these kind of birth rate and domestic violence, all these things. I already told you that. Another one is another one question. The same Dr. Anbu Kavita asked that. What is the status of dependent workers? Dependent workers, I visualized, I spoke not the dependent or non-dependent workers, the whole aspects of women who are all suffering due to the pandemic. I narrated everything, but women, you cannot segregate it, dependent or not dependent, anything else. Women are suffering due to coronavirus. That we have to consider as a whole. Okay. Another the same person asked that chromosomes, about the chromosome. I told you that women are having that is 2 chromosomes of X, and men are having one. But she is quoting that giving the childbirth, we need X and Y chromosome of men. That is different. I am talking about why men are affected more. For that reason only I told you that for two chromosome means I already told you that there are there are possibility to increase the protein. That's why it will protect the corona from the coronavirus. That is different. But you are saying that the childbirth we need XY chromosome from men. That is different. I am not talking about the childbirth or anything else. We are concentrating why women are less affected by the coronavirus. That is that one I want to explain to you. Next one, what is the government says that what is your recommendation for from your speech? What you are going to give some recommendations to the audience on the government, that I told you that in the measures to overcome from the gender gap. In the concluding part, I told you that promote the involvement of the women in the decision making at home. First we have to give decision making part. That I am not asking the right, little bit part from the home itself. Then we can develop the top level leadership, and also continue the effort of long term strategy. That is we can, for that reason only we can reduce the gender gap. Already men are working in the industry and some other area, that is we can engineering and most of the other parts. I couldn't bring that slide also, but some jobs are specified for men, some jobs they for women only, but the men are capturing all the work. But that is different. They are taking care of the family, that's why they are doing that one. That is different. I already told you that governance model, that is governance model means government should concentrate on local economics, skill based women workers, reskilled women workers. If they give more importance means women can sustain in future. For that reason I told you that one. So all these measures, that is a microscope level, and also case to case we have to give concentration, then only we can come out from this problem. All these things I told you that. And also the main thing is male should participate, male person should participate in the household work. The untapped timing is there, so they have to contribute more on the household work. All these recommendations I have given here. So okay, another question who's asked that Gopinath, he asked that what is the role played by the Plight in the crisis, that is women leadership. What is their role? Yes, I accept that one. That is in some of the countries, that is Finland, Germany, New Zealand, Iceland, Norway, Taiwan. In all these countries are having a common thing, that is women as a head of the state. So that's why they are controlling this pandemic in a severe. But the other politicians are like Trump, Jinping, Modi, Putin. I'm telling you that all these you have to add, Mister. So they are all doing very well. But I am taking only the few things that who are all heading the state or the country, that people are doing very well. Not only that, some data are delayed, and some facts are suppressed, and some facts are ignored in front of the public. So that's why we cannot be able to say more women are doing best. Another one, in India also, our finance minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitaraman, is giving more importance to our people. She is giving more remedial measures to our people, so that here and there women leaders are there, but some of the suppressed facts we cannot be able to quote here. For that reason also, it is not possible for me to say. Another Dr. Vadivelu, he says that women are preparing food every day and she is taking care. He quoted that one. Yes, I agree with you. That women are doing all the work. Women are preparing food, taking care of the elder person, and everything. Yes, I agree with you, but she is not taking care of her health. That's why I request you, please give some importance to women species. You can think that she is a species. In that way, she can bring up or she can do something better to your family. That's why I request you. Another, what I can say, another question. Uh, should follow. What is the guidelines? If coronavirus affected means what is the remedial measures to overcome from that pandemic? Kindly follow the WHO guideline and government instruction. I saw that some of the video that Dr. Ishwari showed that one or two people are not wearing mask properly. They are not wearing the mask in the street vendors. They are not taking care of the health measures. That's what I am telling you, that again and again, women, they goes on work, but they are not taking care of their health. That's why women are suffering. They have to give importance to their health. Then only they have to give importance to the family. In that sense means it is well and good. Women can do anything else. Okay, right. I leave it to the forum to discuss more on this. Next one, Dr. Rajavalli Rajesh. I think that she is my student in MPhil from Vellore. She asked one question, that how to control stress suffering from corona. Yes, you are right, madam. You are right. Please do something, whatever you want, whatever interest on your own, you do that one. That thing only will rescue from the stress. Okay, if you are not concentrate on your interest means you will be suppressed, you will be put on down. So you do on your own little bit. You can concentrate more on family or give more time to your husband or children to bring up in their life. That is different. But give some time for yourself to do on your own interest. If you do like this means you can come away from your stress. What is the next question? I couldn't note it down. That how could government help to ease the flight of the street vendors? Madam, this is your question, I think so.
Yes, ma'am. Can I answer, ma'am? Yeah.
Yes.
See, actually, this is the request made by majority of the women who I met. They say that the government should take care of us in providing that is the request they have made, and only that could be the solution, because every government is now only in looking care of the health of the people. They are looking more, or they are concentrating in bringing down the level of pandemic diseases in the economy. So what is that is now the government should necessarily look into the plight of the women. See, only if they are registered, if they are taken care, only if they are under the schedule of how many people are there being street vendors, only if such documentation can really help them. And right now what they can do is that they can help out the people in providing the basic necessities of life, to first let them survive and be stay healthy. That is by providing them sanitation facilities like mask, all these things, and food for their life, like rice and other things. If such things are provided at this juncture, then future they can government can think about, as their requirements, if they are being given some money out of at least, if not no interest, at least with a very low interest, with sleeping gas, such initiatives are taken, then they can breathe the better atmospheric of stress free leading life. Any other questions?
No, ma'am, that's it, ma'am. all the questions are right.
Another one, Dr. Annadurai Ramajayam. I think he is my friend. I think so. He is working in Tiruvarur. He asked one question that women are suffering from corona. Yes. What about the housewife rate and working women rate? The housewife rate and working women rate we can take up from the labor force ILO for the worldwide. We can take the data from the ILO, and we are having the labor data, that is gender-based data, who are working in the unorganized sector, organized sector, and also who are all in the house, like a housewife. We are having such a data, but not current. We are not having any current data. These are all the past data. That is 2019 data are available. That is different. And another question you asked, that who are more affected? Who are more affected means the in the question itself tells you that the housewife are staying in their home in a very safe mode, but communicable disease, that is they are transfer. So I should not I should not say that communicable disease, transforming the disease, those who are all traveling in the outside, that people are carrying disease, that people are spreading this coronavirus from the outside to inside the home. That's why the housewives are suffering from corona. Otherwise they do not suffer from corona, because they are staying safe and they won't go in the outside. That's why they are safe, I can say in that way. What is your suggestion means, that's why I told you that you must follow the WHO, World Health Organization. What are the instructions they told? You have to follow that instruction. Not only that, we have to follow the instructions of Tamil Nadu. We are living in Tamil Nadu. That's why I am saying that we have to follow the government instruction. If we sincerely follow that one, means we can easily avoid, we can easily escape from the pandemic. Sure. Thank you. Nice question. So many questions they have raised. All these questions are very nice. Somewhat I can able to answer your questions. Thank you very much for your response. Anything else?
But I need deliver the
Shivashankari can propose a call for Selvarani to propose the vote of thanks, I believe. No?
Yes. Good morning to all. Good morning to all. Audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma. Continue.
As all good things come to an end in life, this webinar has also come to an end. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the management, principal, and faculty members of Sri Kanaswamy Naidu College, Bharatman. First and foremost, I like to thank God for showering blessings on us for today's session. I express my sincere gratitude to management, principal, and faculty members of Sri Kandasamy Naidu College for Men. I would like to thank the principal for enthusiastic support. Like to thank our resource persons, Dr.
Chinnamai and Dr. Ishwari Ramesh for their excellent presentation and made this webinar interesting and enlightening with their enormous information. I wish to thank Dr. Ashita Banu, webinar convener, and Dr. Shivashankari, organizing secretary and coordinator, Mr. Erumalai, for conducting the session a great success. Our heartfelt thanks to our active participants and patient attendance. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of the today webinar. Thank you. Kindly participant. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.